Gillian, Homage is creating a great platform to help people age in place. What does that mean?
Well, I think a big part of aging in place is just looking at the needs of the elderly population, not as a discrete community, but just what we would like to see for ourselves when we age beyond a particular time in our lives, right? And a big part of it is to have optionality, to have control, to want to be with our families within the communities that we've built for ourselves. And that doesn't change just because we've aged above 60, for example.
We're already starting to see some great benefits in terms of happiness and health of elderly people. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So I think a big part of providing home-based support is to recognize that these social determinants of health, and a big part of home-based support is non-medical. So helping someone be more mobile, be more functional, and they do lead to materially improved health outcomes. And I think that's really important to recognize. We're seeing that for post-stroke recovery care recipients, getting that kind of support, compliance with medication, rehabilitation, actually prevents hospital readmission rates by about 30%, and that's globally recognized.
When you think about the roadmap of use cases for Homage, from where it started when you first raised capital to today, how has that evolved?
In terms of, I think the way we think about use cases is just centered around the needs of those who require home care, right? And we see that it's predominantly those who are living with chronic illness and with the highest incidence rates found in older adults. And we're seeing the top conditions that we run across are Alzheimer's, stroke, hypertension, oncology.
Getting the healthcare systems to get on board with Homage has obviously been a very significant process. Can you talk about how you achieved that?
It's really coming at it from a perspective of collaboration, pulling down walled gardens and understanding how you can support and enable each other to kind of have higher reach or bigger impact. Really look at how we can use technology, but also mobilize our large caregiver pool to fill some of the gaps that some of these governmental providers were facing.
So how can Homage take some load off of the healthcare systems?
Be able to provide that level of home care support, hospital to home transitional care and discharge support that is so relevant to ensuring that those who are just entering the acute system get their needs met as well.
Right.
So that's the first. And second, I think we need to build a ready pool of carers who are essentially assigned to the right set of needs. Just because there is a carer that is very willing and motivated to provide care does not necessarily mean, first of all, that they're qualified and trained to do so, and second of all, that they're best suited to provide care for everyone. So it's really about building the right systems in place, powered and driven by technology that can first profile and screen and train and upscale that carer, create a net new category of care workers and enlarge the caregiver pool. Then, of course, ensure that there's a matching and assignment, the best way to assign based on a personalized set of needs.
Well, this is a huge point because, of course, family members are going to be really concerned about the caregiver's qualifications and track record and quality around that.
Yep.
So what are the steps that you've taken in your systems to ensure that?
Every single carer that's on our platform really does go through that competency assessment. They go through training. We ensure that the licensing are active and up to date. For example, every single one of our nurses go through BCLS and AED training alongside our carers, right? And we really ensure that we invest these high touch points in curation. And then all of the logistics, administration, all of that is automated through technology. So we're really harnessing that core value. I think that's the first thing. But it doesn't stop there, because one of the most important focuses, I would say, is not just focusing on the provider, but setting them up for the right person that they should deliver care to.
With evolving requirements, right, as time
right.
progresses. So the idea of monitoring and being able to evolve the care plan as is needed, I think, is a huge part of this.
And you do need to consistently have those data points that the carer can surface. So after every care session, our carers then also report on vital signs, the mobility levels, the moods, and provide that kind of detailed update on how the care session went.
So Gillian, what was your inspiration for founding Homage?
I spent my younger years growing up with the elderly, and particularly one that was my childhood caregiver and who spent more than a decade with me before she passed on from terminal illness and chronic illness. It's almost like a tribute back to her. And personally, having went through experiences of losing a loved one, I can understand that how important it is to then, be able to find the right solutions for your family members.